So hello everyone, how are you all? So my name is Brijraj and I'm Google Developer Expert for Web Technology and Firebase. And in this session, I'm going to talk about how we can send a push notification with the help of Firebase Cloud Messaging. So push notification is just like as a small set of messages we can trigger to the user at any time, any devices, any browser. So you can send it with the help of Cloud Messaging. So we'll start this part. So what is a like push notification? So push notification, as I told you, it's a sort of message that you can send to the mobile or desktop user, and it will be a pop-up kind of message. And with the help of push notification, you can engage your customer. Like you can send the update, you can send the regular maybe discount and many more things. You can do that, and you can provide real-time update with the help of Firebase Cloud push notifications. And push notification also support on many platforms, like if you are working on mobile platform like Android or iOS or Flutter. Not Flutter, Flutter is the technology, but still you can access the push notifications. And if you're working on web applications in a browser, you can send a push notifications for the desktop as well as. So there are a lot of ways you can implement the push notifications. So there are a lot of services you can use for sending a push notifications like push boot, push alert, Twilio, Airship, Pusher, and these all are services are the paid services, and there might be a possibility for the developers like we need to invest a lot on these services because again we have a concept of money, so we have to invest a lot. So that's why Google came into the picture, and Google Firebase having a service, and with the help of Firebase Cloud Messaging, we can send push notifications to the user. So what is a Firebase Cloud Messaging? So Firebase Cloud Messaging is a like service within a Firebase where you can send a push notifications to the user, and you can work in on like you can send a notification to the Android or iOS or web user, and you can like divide the user group like a type of user. I can send a push notification to the a type of user, and we can send a push notification to the b type of user. You can do that things, and it's totally free. Like there are not any charging for the push notifications, although we have different type of third party services that you can use, but FCM is free for you that you can use. And how we can use cloud messaging, or how we can send a push notifications. So we'll going to the code lab part. So I'll share my entire screen. Okay. So for Firebase Cloud Messaging, the steps are very simple. So first we need a Firebase project. So I'll click on Add Project, and here we will create a Firebase Cloud Messaging, and for the web and demo. So let's say my project name is Firebase Cloud Messaging web hyphen demo. And then you need to click on the continue button. And then we are not using as of now the analytics part. So I'll just disable this part and then click on the create project. And yes, my project is creating. And till the time in the desktop, I have created a folder, and I can open this folder into my VS Code editor. So here I'll drag this folder and I'll drop it here. Okay. So my VS Code editor is ready, and I have already installed Firebase CLI so that we can go for the Firebase hosting. So we'll wait for my Firebase project. So my Firebase project is ready, and this is the dashboard for the Firebase project. Now what I'll do, I'll click on the web part because we will implement the Firebase cloud messaging or push notifications in the web. So I'll click on the web, and then here you need to type nickname of your application. So my nickname of applications is this one. So I'll just copy this, and yes, yeah, I'll use for the hosting part, and then click on the register button. Okay. And like this is the Firebase SDK. So I'll just copy, or we can click on the next button and then next, and then you can go to the project setting. And inside project setting in the general tab, just scroll down and you will get this configuration file. So we have a configuration file. So you can go to the SDK. It's totally up to you. So we have a core JavaScript SDK. So what I'll do, I'll go to the VS Code editor, and here I'll go to the terminal, and then first we will initialize our Firebase hosting. So I'll type Firebase init. Okay. So it will ask, are you ready to process? Yes, I'm ready to proceed. And then we are using on the hosting part because we will host our applications, and then press enter, and it will ask like to select the project. So we have already created a project. So that's why I'll go for the existing project. And there are a lot of projects. So we have a project name is FCM Web Demo. So this is my project. So I'll select uh, yes, FCM, and then press enter. Okay, and then it will ask for the directory where you can add your index file or JavaScript file or CSS code. So I'll just type public, and then we are not working on single page applications. So this I'll type n, and same for the GitHub Action build. So n. So my configuration is ready. So if I go to the like directory, if we have a file, public directory, inside we have an index.html, and then we have a 4.04.html. So what I'll do, I'll remove the entire logic for in index.html, and here I will write the basic syntax for the HTML like this one. And first we will import the Firebase core SDK. So this one is for the Firebase core JavaScript SDK file. So I'll just paste here. Okay. And we are using cloud messaging, so we need to import the library for the cloud messaging. So we will click on the code docs button. So I'll click on the documentation, and this is a documentation. So if you can just go to the here this part fundamental, and then we have add Firebase for web, and there is a section like available libraries. So there is available library, so you just need to go to the available library, and we have a section for the CDN JavaScript SDK CDN path. So we are using cloud messaging, so I'll just copy this path. I will paste it here just after Firebase core SDK. Okay. And then what I'll do, I'll here we can like add HTML H1 section. Like here we can write FCM means profile based cloud messaging, and this one is for the push notification. Okay. And what I do, instead of writing my JavaScript logic in a in the index.html, what I do, I'll create a new file. So let's say my file name is app.js, and inside this file I will write the entire logic for the JavaScript. So I'll import the script logic, and here I will add app.js. Okay. And then first we need to go to the project, and then we have a configuration file. So these all are the configuration file. So I'll just copy this configuration file for our project, and yeah, I'll paste it here. Okay. So this step is very easy. As of now, we just added a few things. Like first is for the JavaScript library, and second one is for the IDs. Now, first for the push notification, what we have to do. So push notification first, you need to create a button where user can subscribe for the push notifications. Okay. So whenever you go to the browser, some website have a button in the website like section. If you go to the website like iwdindia.in, so we have a section for the alert box. So when you click on the alert box, so there is a push notification sections. Like you can allow the notifications. So when I click on the notifications, so it will ask for the permissions, like this website is want to send a notification, so I'll click on the allow button and then click on the allow button. So maybe there's some issue, but yeah. So with the help of this button, you can send a push notification. So what I'll do, I'll create a new button. So I'll click on the BTN, and then here we can subscribe for push notification. So here we can call a function. So we can call a functions click, and here we can write a logic like we can create a function is subscribe subs here user for the notification. Okay. So this is my function name. So I'll just small bracket, and then we will create a function here. Okay. So first we have to type functions. So I'll just type function as a keyword, and then this will logic will run. Okay. So here we'll write console.log, and then this one is for the working here just for testing purpose. Okay. So for running a project in Firebase CLI in the local machine, so we have to type few commands like Firebase serve. So we'll type Firebase serve. Okay. So this is my localhost URL. I'll just open this URL, localhost 5000. And this is a button. And if I go to the console, inspect element, and then I'll click on the subscribe button, subscribe, and it will work. Okay. Now, what I have to do, I have to write a logic. So first, like in this function, we are using Firebase Cloud Messaging. So we need to initialize the messaging part. So here, just a minute. Yeah. So we'll type const like reference. We will create a reference for the messaging. So here, I'll just type to Firebase. Then we are inside Firebase. We are using messaging. So that's it. Okay. This now we have a function. So inside functions, first we will ask for the permissions. So in the browser we have by default this property. So first is notification, and then we will ask for the permissions, like if the user will give it the permission. So we have a function request permission, and this request permission will we have to call this function, and then it will work as a promise. So like there is a pop-up button, and then there is a two sections, like you can allow the push notification or you can deny. So this from this logic you can do that. Okay. So when a user click on the allow button, so we have to get the promise in the devs this one part, and so we have to handle that things. So we will got the permission. So I'll just write permission as a reference, okay, as a callback, and then we can check user will allow for the permissions or not. So I'll just print the permission part. Okay. So what I'll do, I'll just reload the page. When I click on this button, there is a pop-up box, and then there is a section for allow and block. So I'll click on the allow button, and there is a section what I'm getting. So granted. So when the user is subscribed for the push notification, so this permission will give you the granted as a string. So what you have to do, you have to write permissions dot is equal to double brackets, and then we have a section for the granted. Okay. Now, for the push notification, what we have to do now, so now what we have to do, we have to collect the token from the Firebase push messaging. So like whenever you want to send notifications to the user, So not the user have a unique token ID. Okay, so we need to generate a token ID for the user. So how we can generate a unique ID for the token user? So first we have to type messaging because we have created a reference for the Firebase Cloud messaging, and then here we can call a function get token. It will give you the token. Okay, and inside token we have to pass a JavaScript object where we have to pass VAPI key. Okay, I'll show you public ID key. So this is a by default things like VAPI means public API key, and then it is here you have to pass the API key. And again, this will work as a promise. So we have to handle with then and catch block, and then this will give you the current token. So you can mention DREAT, okay, and you can get the token. Okay, so how you can get a public API key for the Firebase Cloud Messaging? So you just need to go to the setting, and then we have a tab for the Firebase Cloud Messaging. And if you scroll down, then you have a web push notifications, web push certificate section, and then you need to generate this ID. So this is ID. You just need to copy this ID here, and you have to paste it here. Okay. So with the help of this thing, you can get the token for the user. So I'll just reload the page and I'll click on the send button, and it will give you the error because Firebase if you want to send a push notification to the user, so first we also need a service worker file. So how we can create a service worker file? So what is a service worker file? So service worker file is just like as a JavaScript code which will run in a background. Okay, so like if you have a knowledge with PWA, so same for the PWA, we have to work on service worker file. Okay, so for service worker file, I'll create a file name is I'm using Firebase. So this is a by default name you have to mention. So and then sw.js. Okay, so I'm using Firebase hyphen messaging hyphen sw.js file. And inside sw.js file, you have to import the same thing. First, we need to import like script file for the JavaScript. So first I'm using Firebase. So I'll just go to the index.html. So this is a file for the Firebase code JavaScript SDK. So I'll just copy this path and I will paste it here. Same for I will import script for the cloud messaging. So I'll go to the index.html file and then we will copy this path and I will paste it here. Okay. So this is the two things we have to implement, and then we need to copy the configuration file. So we have a configuration file. So I'll just copy this path and I will paste it here. Okay. And this is how we can implement the Firebase Cloud Messaging, the service worker part. So I'll just save and just reload the page and click on the subscribe button, and user is subscribed, and within a few seconds you will get the token. So okay, so this is a token for the user. So whenever you want to send a notification, so you need a token for the X user. So with the help of this token, you can identify like I want to send this user. So this user having a this token ID. So you can store this token ID into the database. Maybe you can use Firebase Cloud Firestore for storing a token. So it's totally up to you. So actually I'm not storing any here in the token. So what I'll do, I'll create a like a div element here, and here we can pass ID as a like token ID. And here in the app.js file, and here we are getting console.log. So what I do, I'll write the same thing console.document.get element by ID, and then this is ID for this one. Or I'll just copy the ID. So this ID is token ID, and I will paste it here. Okay, and then we can write inner HTML. We can print the current token. So I'll just save and just reload the page. And when I click on this button, so this is a token. Okay. Now this is easy. Now we have a token for the user. Now we need to send a push notification. So how we can send a push notification to the user? So now we have to create a file, separate file. Maybe you can create a you can send a push notifications through the dashboard. This is a dashboard here. You just reload the page. Okay, so there is a section for the cloud messaging. So if you click on the cloud messaging and uh, click on the send your first message, so here you can send a push notification. Okay, so it's totally up to you whether you can use this UI or you can create your own UI for the sending push notifications. So what I'll do, I'll create a new file. File name is in the, let's say send.html. Okay. So inside this file, I will add the logic. So we will create three input field. First input field is for the token, and second one is for the title, and the third one is for the description. So I'll just copy the entire logic for index.html and I will paste it here. Okay. So I can close this one, and here what I'll do here, we can add, so send notification, and here we have a two field, three input field. First input field is for the token. So here we will collect the token. Placeholder, we can pass enter user token ID. And then second input field is for the title. So what will be the title for your push notifications? So here we can pass a title, and here we can pass title. And second input field is for ID is equal to description or body, you can mention. So it's totally up to you. Here I'm adding as a message. And then we have writing a message. Okay. Now we have to create a button. So we'll create a button. So I'll just add a button. We'll call a function's name is on click. My function's name is on click. Here we will write send notification. Okay, and here we can add a message send. Okay, now we need to collect this data. So what I'll do, I'll just create this function in app.js file. So I'll just go to the app.js file, and okay, so we will create a functions. Name is send notification. So here we need to collect three things. So first we need to collect the token, message, and the title. So what I'll do, I'll write terms. Maybe you can mention token is equal to document. Sorry, get element by ID. Here you can pass the token as ID, and you need to collect the value. That's why you have to write value. Same for the title. I'll write document.getElementById. By ID. Here you can mention the title and then dot value. And here is a spelling mistake. Okay. Same for the message. Document.getElementById. Here you can pass the ID as a message. And then you have to use this one. Now, first, I'll print that things. So first, what we can do, we can create a JavaScript object. So my JavaScript object is body. and you have to send the push notifications to the user. So we have to create a structure. So my first structure is like there is a section key value pair. So my key value pair is 2, like from which user you want to share this one. Okay, so I want to send this push notifications to this token id, and what will be the notification content. So I'll just write notification, and this will be the javascript object, and here you can pass the things like title, and title is equal to title, and then we have a body, so we have a body section. Here we can pass a message. Okay, so I can print this logic, console.log, just for the testing whether this object is working or not. I'll just save and just reload this page, and we'll go to the url, so slash and dot html. Okay, so we have a section. This one is for the token. So I'll click on the token, and this will be the title, and this will be the message. When I click on the send button, so we are getting this JavaScript object. Okay, so we have two key value pair. First one is for the two. We want to send this notifications to this token ID, and then we have a notification section. Then we have two things like body and just a minute, body and the title part. Okay, now we have to for implement the logic for sending a push notifications. So what I'll do, we have to write a logic. Okay, so now we have to call APIs that Google is providing. So first calling APIs, so we have to use fetch as a method, and here you need to pass a URL. Okay, so for sending a push notification, so we have APIs. So I can share this repository. So here we have a repository. I'll click on this repository and it's just sharing this repository as a reference. Okay. So we have a app.js file. So if you can go to the app.js file, and then we have a API path. So I'll just copy this API path here. We will paste this API. Okay. And again, this is a post request because we need to send some data. So this will be the data for the push notifications like body. So what I'll do, I'll write, maybe you can use as options, and then here you can create options as a JavaScript object. Here, what we can do, here we can write a method. So my request is to post request, and then we need to pass the header. So here we'll write header. So inside headers, inside header, you need to create a Java object for this header file. So this one is for the calling APIs part, and here it will create a reference. So this is the object, and here you need to pass object. So first one is you have to pass the authorizations. So you will write authorization, and then you need to pass a key. I'll share how we can create a key. Now then we have to pass two things like content type is equal to an application type of JSON. Okay. Now, and we have to share one more thing is body, like which content you want to share by calling this API. So we have this content. So this is JavaScript object body. So what I do, server will only understand your JSON file. So what we'll do, we will convert our JSON into the string. So with the help of stringify, it will convert your JavaScript object into the JSON file. Okay, and JSON is just like as a text string, and server will understand only the text JSON type of data. Okay, so now we can call an API. So this is the logic for calling an API. So we have a function is a fetch, and this will be the method for sending calling APIs. And here we are passing a data. Now what we can do here, just we need to add a then and catch log. This will give you the result. So you can print that result console.log. And here you can pass the result, and you can also pass the logic like send. Okay, and if there are any issues, so we can handle with that and catch log. So I'll write console.log. Okay, so this is a basic logic for sending a push notifications, and this one is for subscribing the user. So I'll summarize this functions. So what we have did, we have created a index.html file for sending a push notification. So we have a three input field. So first input field is for the token, and second one is for the title, and third one is for the message. And then we have created a functions and notifications, and then we are collecting that data like token, title, and the message. And then we have created a JavaScript object, and this JavaScript object will understand. Uh, so you have to create a structure before, like notification will understand with this structure. So we want to send a notifications to which user. So we have a token, like we have to send this notifications to this token ID. And then we have a part for the notifications. Here you can pass the notification, and then you can also mention the things like you can mention the icon. So maybe you can create icons for the push notifications, and there is one more actions for the click. uh, like there will be a button on the notification, so once the user will click on the notification, so you can redirect uh, the things. So here you can mention like https slash gdg Jalandhar.com. Okay, so this is a hard coded URL, and here you can pass the icon. So what I have an icon, so I'll just copy and I will paste in my directory, and we have icon.png file. Okay, so we have the things like a notification, then we have a title, body, icon, and the action button. Okay, now we have options because we need to call an API. So we have an API path, and then we have to call this API as a post request. So that's why we need to pass the header request. So first we need to create a header. So inside header we have to pass two things like authorizations and the content type. So we are sending this content as a JSON file. So that's why we have convert our JavaScript object into the JSON. And here we need to pass authorizations. So inside authorization you need to pass a server key. So basically what, from where you can get the server key, so you just need to go to the project setting, and then you have a section for the cloud messaging, and this is server key. So you can copy this key, and you can paste it here. So first you need to type as a key equal to and the key. Okay, so first like you have to type three things, like two things, key and the equal to, and then this is the ID. Okay, and just call this API. Okay, now we need to catch the API. We need to catch the push notifications in a real time. So how you can get the push notification in a real time? So maybe like push notification will work only if your browser is closed or current tab. Like if you have subscribed the push notifications for XYZ website, so it will be visible when the XYZ website is not active. Maybe it will be closed, or it is right now not active tag. If it is active tag, so you can get the notification in real time with the help of on message as a method. Here you can get the notifications. So I'll just print this logic. Okay. So this method is for like when the browser is active, and still you can get the notification, but there will be no UI. Like just in a browser, there will be a notification type of pop-up message, but your browser is active. Like my browser is active, this page is active, and I'm on this page. So I cannot share the push notification. This is a general guidelines, UX guidelines for the web developers. So like when I go to the different browser and when I click on this close button, and now I can get the push notification from XYZ website, and then when I click on the push notification, and I may redirect to that particular URL. Okay. So what I'll do, I'll just follow the same thing. So I'll just go to the terminal, and then we'll click on the localhost, and then we have another file localhost slash send message. Okay. Now we can go for the index.html inspect element, and this one is for the inspect element just for the understanding purpose. So now first we need to subscribe for the push notification. So I'll click on the subscribe button, and this is the ID. So here you can get the token. So I'll just copy this token, and here we can mention the token ID, and then here we have to type the message. So this one is for the test message, test title. I'll just type, and this one is for the hello from website. And when I click on this button, this function will call, and it will collect the data like token title and the message, and then it will send a request to this API. And yes, so request sent to this APIs, and we got, yeah, so we got this JavaScript as an object. And when I click on the notifications, and there's a sections, priorities and all, and yes, notification is sent. Okay. And here you are getting a notification in real time. So this is a JavaScript object. If you go to the JavaScript object, and then you have a notification section, and then we have a notification section is hello from website, and the website is name is gdgjalandhar.com. And then we have an icon, and this will be the title. Okay. So I'll just what I'll do, I'll just remove this console.logs because there are so many console.log. Just save result and then send. So I'll just reload this page, and we have again this is a token ID. So I'll just remove this one, and we have a token ID, and then here we can pass a message. Let's say title GDG Jalandhar event. Okay, so we can pass event description, and then when I click on the send button, so this request goes to the client user, and within a few seconds you will get this notifications. So we have a notification section, and then we have body, title and the icon. Okay. So I cannot test this push notification in my current browser because I am the only the client one, I am only the server one. So what I can do, I can host this application, and I will share this URL. So what you have to do, you have to click on the subscribe button, and then you have to share this token ID, and through the token ID, I'll be the different user. As a admin, I can send the push notifications. So what I do, I will deploy this website. So I'll click on Firebase Deploy. Okay, so this is my project URL, hosted URL. I will share this URL with you. So what you have to do, you have to open this URL, and you have to click on the subscribe button, and then you need to share your the token ID, and I'll share push notifications with this web page, because I cannot show you the push notification because I'm using both things. Like I'm right now as a client, and I'm right now as a admin. Anyone want to share a token ID? Yeah, so this is a token ID for the Karthik. So what I do, I'll just click real. I will just change the ID, and the title is here we can and mention BDG Jalandhar event and event description. And then when I click on the send button, and the push notification is going, the status is 200, means push notification is success. And within a few seconds, yeah, received. Awesome. Okay, so he has received the push notifications. This is a simple logic, and there is another way you can send a push notifications. So either you can create an entire JavaScript logic. So we have created entire JavaScript logic for sending a push notification. So we have created a functions, or you can use a pre-built UI. So we have a pre-built UI, which one is the cloud messaging. And what you have to do, you have to click on the send your first push notification, and this is a UI. So with the help of this UI, you can also send a push notifications. So first you need to type a title. So here we will add a title, like let's say IWD India, and here you need to pass notification description. So I'll just copy the description. So let's say my description name is, I'll just copy this description path, and I'll paste it here. Okay. Now you can upload the image file. So if you have a hosted URL, so I have a right now hosted URL. So I'll just reload this page, and if I go to the, this is just like as a Jugaad kind of thing. So we have a file, icon.jpg, png, icon.png. From this hosted URL, we have icon file. So I'll just copy this icon file, and I will paste it here. And here you can mention the notification name. So here you can mention the notification name just for the understanding purpose. Okay. Now you can send a test message. Now you can click on the next button, and here you need to select the target. So we have a target is application, and then we have a application is FCM web demo. Okay, and if you have a multiple link, so you can click on the add button, and then you can trigger a push notification to the n number of devices. So click on the next button, and then you want to send a push notifications to now or trigger daily, you can do that. You can schedule. Okay, so right now I'm selecting a now, like I want to send a push notification as of now, and then I click on the next button. And here we have optional fields like additional information. So maybe you can provide a sound, like if you are sending a push notification to the Android device, so there will be a sound, something we have a by default sound for the push notification. And here we have optional kind of things. And now we need to send a push notification. Just click on the review button, and it click on the publish, and the push notification has been sent. Okay, so push notification has been sent. So Karthik, have you got it? Notifications? Not yet. Okay, maybe it will take some time. Okay, so any other confusion? Yeah, got it. Okay, and Karthik got the icon, right? Have you got the icon? Okay. So through this one, through this Firebase Cloud Messaging UI part, you don't need a token ID for the user. User need to just subscribe for your push notification, and that's it. But if you are customizing the user interface, so what you have to do, like you can subscribe. You can ask the user to subscribe for the push notification, and then you can collect the token ID, and you can store the token ID in the database, and then you can write the customized logic, like you can send the push notifications to the 50 user and x type of notification, and y type of user notification to the remaining 100 type of users. Okay. And in summary way, like push notification is easy. You have a three things. So first you need to get the permission from the user, so that's why we are using notification, which is built in your browser. And then you need to request from the user, so there will be a pop-up window here, and you will get the permission. So we have a permission as an object, and having, if the user is click on the allow button, so here we will get the string as a granted. And then you need to generate a token. So how you can generate a token? So we have to create a reference for messaging. So we have a messaging as a reference, and then we have a function get token. So with through the through this function you can collect the token, the user. And inside token, as a get token, here you need to pass a JavaScript object. So this is a JavaScript object for VAI, means the public ID, pair ID key. And here we have to pass the string, and this will give you, like this will work as a JavaScript promise. So you can handle with then and catch block. So in the then block, so we are getting the token. So what we are doing here, you can write a logic for adding a data into the cloud Firestore. So you can do that, like you can write Firestore, Firebase, when we are using Firestore. And inside Firestore we have a collections name is, let's say, notification. So I'll type notification, and then we can add a data. So here you can pass the token. So this is how you can add a token ID in the cloud Firestore. And for sending a push notifications, you just need a three things, like three. First one is for the token, and second one is for title, and then which message you want to share. Okay. And then you need to create a body as a like structure as a JavaScript object. So we have a two fields, like to and notification. So two is this one is for which user you want to share this notification. So we have a token, and inside notifications we have a few things about like the title, body, icon, and the click to action. And then you need to call the API. So we have APIs is a post request. So we have a Firebase Cloud Messaging Google APIs.com slash fcm dot slash sign. Here you need to pass options as a like data. So we are using this as a post API, so that's why we have to write method is equal to post. And then here you need to pass a header. So we have a header, authorization, and the content type. And authorization here have to pass a server key. So as like you can share, you can, so try remember that do not share this server key with any other user. So with the help of this server key, I have a server key of any XYZ website, so I can send a push notification to the n number of users who have subscribed for XYZ website. So do not share this server key with any other developers. So you can, it's totally up to you. So that's why we have created another web page for sending a push notifications that will work as an admin panel. Okay. So this is easy. And then for catching the push notification in the browser, not a catching, this one is for like if browser is open, like this website is open, and if there will be no notification because we are right now in the current active website. So we can get the notification in real time with the help of this method. Okay. Any other confusion, doubt? Okay, I have a push notification user ID for the Devin, so I can share the notification. I'll just go to the here, I'll just paste it and then click on the send button. And yeah, post notification has been sent. Any other confusion, doubt? So this is a repository for Firebase Cloud messaging. You can use for sending a push notification. Okay. So if you have any doubt related to Firebase or cloud messaging, you can ask me right now. That's all from my end. Thank you so much.